The late afternoon sun cast a warm, golden hue over the small town nestled in the valley, its historic buildings basking in the soft glow. Jamie, a newcomer to this quaint locale, was sipping a cup of tea in their cozy living room when the doorbell rang. Rising with a mixture of curiosity and anticipation, Jamie walked over and opened the door to find a small, ornate envelope lying on the welcome mat. Intrigued, they picked it up and noticed the intricate, handcrafted design. Inside was a note written in elegant script. Dear Jamie, you are cordially invited to join the town's first-ever birthday scavenger hunt in honor of Alex. Your adventure begins at the old fountain in the town square. Follow the clues, and you may find more than just a birthday surprise. Best of luck. A friend. Jamie's heart raced with excitement. Alex, their best friend and the person who had convinced them to move to this charming town, had always loved surprises and puzzles. This scavenger hunt was just another example of Alex's knack for creating memorable experiences. Determined to make the most of it, Jamie grabbed their jacket and set off towards the town square. As Jamie walked through the winding streets, they couldn't help but admire the town's old-world charm. The cobblestone pathways, lined with Victorian-style houses and quaint shops, felt like stepping back in time. The air was filled with the scent of blooming flowers from the numerous gardens, and the sound of birds chirping added to the serene atmosphere. Arriving at the town square, Jamie spotted the old fountain, a majestic stone structure with water cascading down its tiers. It was a popular meeting spot, and today, it seemed to hold the promise of an adventure. Jamie approached the fountain and noticed a small group of locals gathered around, engaged in lively conversation. Hello there, a cheerful voice called out, breaking Jamie's reverie. Turning, Jamie saw a middle-aged woman with kind eyes and a warm smile approaching. You must be Jamie. I'm Mrs. Elwood, the librarian. Alex told us about you. Jamie returned the smile, feeling a bit more at ease. Nice to meet you, Mrs. Elwood. I'm here for the scavenger hunt. Oh, wonderful. Alex is always full of surprises. The first clue should be around here somewhere, Mrs. Elwood said, glancing around the fountain. Let me know if you need any help. Jamie thanked her and began searching the area. They soon found a small, rolled-up piece of parchment tucked into a crevice in the fountain's base. Unfurling it, they read. To find your next clue. Seek the place where knowledge grew. In pages old and stories told. A secret there you shall unfold. Jamie smiled at the poetic nature of the clue. It was clear that their next destination was the town's historic library. As Jamie pondered the clue, they heard a voice behind them. Need a hand with that? Turning, Jamie saw a young man with tousled hair and a friendly expression. I'm Taylor. I run the antique shop down the street. You must be Jamie. Jamie nodded. Yes, I am. And I could use some help. I think this clue leads to the library. You're right about that, Taylor said with a grin. Mind if I join you? I've always loved a good scavenger hunt. Jamie felt a wave of relief. I'd appreciate the company. Let's go. The two of them set off towards the library, chatting as they walked. Taylor's easygoing nature made Jamie feel comfortable, and they found themselves opening up about their recent move to the town and their excitement about the scavenger hunt. The library was a grand, imposing building with tall columns and large, arched windows. Inside, it was even more impressive, with rows upon rows of bookshelves filled with volumes spanning centuries. The air smelled of old books and polished wood, creating an atmosphere of timeless knowledge. Jamie and Taylor approached the front desk, where Mrs. Elwood was now seated. Ah, you've made it, she said with a smile. I see you've brought Taylor along. He's quite the history buff. Taylor chuckled. Guilty as charged. We're here to find the next clue. Mrs. Elwood nodded and handed them an old book. This should help. It's about the town's founding. There's a note inside for you. Jamie opened the book to find another rolled-up parchment. Unfurling it, they read. In the heart of history, where the founders stand. Seek the clue in the oldest hand. A book of tales, both old and grand, will guide you through this cherished land. Jamie and Taylor exchanged a look of excitement. The clue was leading them deeper into the town's history, and they were eager to uncover its secrets. The duo began to search through the library's archives, delving into old books and manuscripts. As they worked, Taylor shared fascinating stories about the town's past, including tales of its founding during a gold rush and its role in regional conflicts. Jamie listened intently, their appreciation for the town's rich history growing with each story. After an hour of searching, Jamie pulled out an old, dusty book that seemed to match the description in the clue. As they carefully opened it, a small note fell out. It read, "To the place where tales are spun. Find the weaver, and the game is won. But beware, for in the sun, a secret waits for everyone." Jamie furrowed their brow, trying to decipher the cryptic message. "Any ideas?" they asked Taylor. Taylor's eyes lit up. "I think it's talking about the local cafe. It's known as the Weaver because it's where everyone comes to share their stories." With renewed enthusiasm, Jamie and Taylor made their way to the Weaver, a charming cafe known for its cozy atmosphere and delicious pastries. As they entered, they were greeted by the cheerful hum of conversation and the tantalizing aroma of freshly baked goods. To their surprise, a small group of people was gathered in a corner, including Alex, who stood up with a wide grin. "You made it!" Alex exclaimed, embracing Jamie. "Welcome to the mini-party." Jamie looked around, recognizing some of the faces from their journey. "This was all part of the scavenger hunt?" Alex nodded. "Yes, and there's more to come. But for now, let's celebrate." The evening was filled with laughter, stories, and a sense of belonging that warmed Jamie's heart. They realized that the scavenger hunt was not just about solving clues, it was about integrating them into the community, making them feel at home in this new place. As the night drew to a close, Jamie felt a profound sense of gratitude and excitement for the adventures yet to come. The mini-party at the Weaver had been a delightful surprise, but as the evening wound down, Jamie couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to uncover. As they sipped their tea, Taylor leaned over and whispered, "Look under your napkin." Curious, Jamie lifted the napkin to find an envelope tucked beneath it. Opening it, they found another ornate card with a new clue. "Under stars and in the glow, where secrets of the past do show. Seek the one who keeps the light, and find the answers in the night." Jamie glanced at Taylor, who smiled knowingly. "Looks like our adventure isn't over yet." The next morning, Jamie met Taylor outside the Weaver, the envelope clutched in their hand. The town was just waking up, the early morning light casting long shadows over the cobblestone streets. Taylor greeted Jamie with a warm smile. "Ready for the next clue?" "Absolutely," Jamie replied, their excitement barely contained. They handed the envelope to Taylor, who read it and nodded thoughtfully. "Under stars and in the glow. That sounds like the antique shop," Taylor said. "We have a lot of old lanterns and lamps there. It's worth a shot." The two set off towards the antique shop, their steps echoing in the quiet morning. As they walked, Taylor shared stories about the town's history, each tale more fascinating than the last. The antique shop was a treasure trove of curiosities. Shelves were lined with items from various eras, each piece with its own story. Jamie marveled at the collection, feeling like they had stepped into a different time. "All right, let's find this Keeper of the Light," Taylor said, scanning the room. They led Jamie to a section filled with lanterns and lamps of all shapes and sizes. "Keep an eye out for anything that stands out." Jamie carefully inspected each item, their fingers brushing over the cool metal and glass. Suddenly, a small, vermilion vase caught their eye. It seemed out of place among the lamps. "Taylor, look at this," Jamie called out. Taylor joined Jamie, his eyes widening in recognition. "That's my grandfather's vase. It belonged to him during the town's founding days. This has to be it." Jamie picked up the vase, and sure enough, there was a rolled-up note inside. Unfurling it, they read. In the heart where market flows. Amidst the chatter, amidst the shows. Find the vendor who never shows. And there the next clue glows. Jamie looked at Taylor, who grinned. The marketplace. Let's go. The marketplace was alive with activity, vendors calling out their wares and townsfolk bustling about. The vibrant atmosphere was a stark contrast to the quiet of the antique shop. Jamie and Taylor navigated through the crowd, searching for the elusive vendor mentioned in the clue. After several minutes of searching, they found an old, vacant stall with a sign that read, "Closed." Jamie approached it and noticed a small, hidden compartment under the counter. Inside, they found a faded letter, dated decades ago. This letter, it's from the town's founder, Jamie said, astonished. It mentions a hidden passage in the library. Taylor's eyes sparkled with excitement. This scavenger hunt is leading us deep into the town's history. Let's head back to the library. As they turned to leave, a stern-looking man blocked their path. What are you doing at that stall? He demanded. Jamie felt a pang of anxiety but stood their ground. We're participating in a scavenger hunt. This clue led us here. The man's expression softened slightly. Ah, Alex's birthday scavenger hunt. Just be careful. Not everyone in this town is as welcoming to newcomers. Jamie nodded, appreciating the warning. As they walked away, Taylor whispered, "That's Mr. Jensen, the baker. He means well but can be a bit overprotective." Back at the library, Jamie and Taylor explained their discovery to Mrs. Elwood. She led them to a secluded section of the library filled with old archives and dusty books. Behind a large bookshelf, they found a hidden door. "I had no idea this was here," Taylor said, marveling at the secret passage. Jamie pushed the door open, revealing a narrow corridor lined with more books and historical artifacts. They stepped inside, their excitement growing with each step. As they explored the passage, they heard a faint click. Jamie turned to see the door had closed behind them, locking them inside. "Well, this is unexpected," Taylor said, trying to stay calm. "There has to be a way out." Jamie looked around, their eyes landing on an old map pinned to the wall. Maybe this map holds the key. They began studying the map, searching for any clues that might help them escape. The tension was palpable, but Jamie felt a sense of determination. They were not just solving a scavenger hunt, they were uncovering the secrets of their new home and forging a bond with its people. As they worked together, deciphering the map and exploring the hidden passage, Jamie realized that this adventure was about more than just finding clues. It was about discovering a sense of belonging, building friendships, and embracing the history that made this town so special. With each clue they uncovered, Jamie felt more connected to the town and its people. The scavenger hunt was not just a game, it was a journey of self-discovery and community integration. And as they finally found the mechanism to unlock the door, Jamie knew that their adventure was far from over. The air in the hidden passage was thick with dust and the scent of aged paper. Jamie and Taylor exchanged a determined look as they faced the old mechanical puzzle embedded in the wall. The intricacy of the puzzle was daunting, but their shared resolve fueled their efforts. Jamie traced their fingers over the puzzle's brass gears and levers. "It's like something out of an old mystery novel," they mused. Taylor nodded. "I've seen similar mechanisms in the antiques shop, but this one is particularly complex. Let's take it one step at a time." They worked together, analyzing the puzzle's structure and testing different combinations. Each click and shift of the gears brought them closer to unlocking the passage. The process was slow, requiring patience and precision, but Jamie and Taylor found a rhythm in their teamwork. As they progressed, Jamie couldn't help but reflect on how far they had come. This scavenger hunt had been more than just a game, it had been a journey of self-discovery and community bonding. They felt a deepening connection to Taylor and a growing appreciation for the town's rich history. Amidst their puzzle solving, Jamie noticed a stack of old documents tucked in a corner. Curiosity piqued, they picked up the topmost paper and began to read. "Taylor, look at this," Jamie said, holding the document up to the light. It's a journal entry from the town's founding days. Taylor leaned in, their eyes scanning the yellowed pages. The journal detailed the town's involvement in a covert wartime operation, revealing a history of espionage and resilience that had been long forgotten. "This town has so many layers," Taylor said, awe evident in their voice. "No wonder Alex wanted to integrate you into the community through this hunt. You're uncovering the very essence of what makes this place special." Jamie nodded, feeling a surge of gratitude towards Alex. "Let's finish this puzzle and see where it leads us." With renewed determination, Jamie and Taylor returned to the puzzle. Each movement of the gears felt more intuitive now, as if the puzzle itself was guiding them towards the solution. Finally, with a satisfying click, the mechanism unlocked, and the passage door creaked open. "We did it!" Taylor exclaimed, their eyes shining with excitement. Jamie smiled, a sense of accomplishment washing over them. "Let's see what's next." They stepped out into the cool evening air, the sky painted with the vibrant hues of twilight. The final clue had directed them to a beautifully lit garden on the outskirts of town, a place Jamie had yet to explore. As they hurried through the streets, the town's charm seemed even more enchanting in the twilight glow. The anticipation of the final reveal quickened their pace, their hearts pounding with excitement. The garden came into view, illuminated by strings of fairy lights and lanterns. The sight was breathtaking, a perfect blend of nature and festivity. Jamie and Taylor exchanged a look of wonder before stepping into the garden. The garden was filled with familiar faces, including Alex, who stood at the center with a wide grin. "You made it!" Alex called out, rushing to greet them. Jamie and Taylor were enveloped in a chorus of cheers and applause. The garden was decorated with historical motifs and artifacts from the scavenger hunt, a tribute to the journey they had undertaken. "This is incredible," Jamie said, their voice filled with emotion. "Thank you, Alex." Alex hugged them tightly. "I knew you would enjoy this. And I wanted you to feel at home here, to see the town through its history and people." Jamie felt a surge of gratitude and warmth. "I do feel at home. More than I ever thought possible." As the celebration continued, Alex gathered everyone for a heartfelt speech. "This scavenger hunt wasn't just about my birthday. It was about welcoming Jamie into our community, showing them the history and spirit that make our town unique." Jamie listened, their hearts swelling with emotion. Alex continued, "Jamie, you have shown resilience, curiosity, and a willingness to embrace our traditions. We are lucky to have you here." Tears filled Jamie's eyes as they looked around at the smiling faces of their new friends. The journey had been challenging, but it had also been profoundly rewarding. They had not only uncovered the town's secrets but also discovered their own strength and place within the community. The night ended with laughter, stories, and a sense of belonging that Jamie had longed for. As they stood among their friends, they knew that this town was now truly their home. The scavenger hunt had woven their fate with the town's history, and they looked forward to many more adventures in this quaint, charming place.